So night before last, actually, what was it? Friday night, I received a clarification, if you will. Another piece of the puzzle to my own walk on this planet. And the next morning, I received a messenger, a butterfly, and I've got some footage of it, and I'm going to put that at the end so you can see it. Very peaceful energy. So let me pull some cards here, and then I'll get to talking about the details of what happened. But a lot of messages. Somebody's getting their wings. Somebody may have transformed. Somebody may have recently passed in your world. And somebody got their wings. Somebody's getting their wings. Somebody's ancestors have woken up. Okay, so let's start with the fairies, because it was a beautiful, if you look at the footage, some of the footage at the end, the photographs, the videos, this beautiful monarch butterfly. I go out in the garden the next day. I received, I don't know what to call it, an insight, a memory. Something that I've always known and been attracted to. We're going to find out what this butterfly messenger meant. And I'm pretty sure, actually, before we start with the fairies, let's start with, I just told you to use my deck. Alright, give us angels, ancestors, divine guides, spirit. What do you have to tell us about the butterfly? Yeah, the keys call you when you need them the most. You guys ever watched, oh, it's hilarious, crystals. I knew I was going to get this. I just bought a purple crystal yesterday. Piece of fluorite. That, I knew this was going to come up. I knew it. And I also used a purple crystal. I tried to put some sugar water for the butterfly, for the ancestor. 3:44 on the clock. I've been saying 3:44 a lot. Crystals. What else we got? An ancient ancestor. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit, y'all. 666 is on the bottom of the deck. Ears ringing. Ancient keys. Shit, y'all. Y'all, some of y'all, I just... I did a reading the other day that talked about people being lost in a desert of grief. And I pulled ancestor cards. Master Jesus showed up. There was a message that there's going to be a light, a lamp. I got a feeling, friends, that a lot of things are being done in the name of the One. A lot of things are being done in the name of God. But I got a feeling that God is about to show us exactly what the French toast is up. I don't think anybody sees this coming. Of any of the face. Maybe they do. I don't know. The keys call you. So Lock House, I don't know. That the Lock House on Netflix, that's where I got this insight. I actually think I want to go over and watch for season 1 again, because there were multiple insights. I don't know. There was just something they said, and there was like, there'd be like one little epithet, not little stanza, like this one: the keys call you when you need them the most. And I was like, dang, I'm gonna put that on a card. The keys call you when you need them the most. So the key to unlock something, the key to your ancestry. I also placed a playlist in my community post for the Oldry family. A line of now, I haven't done any research on this gentleman. I'm pretty sure it seems he's authentic, and I just say that because when he's filming, there's a lot of orbs, a lot of shadow people. I know how shadow people look. I know how they move. So it seems authentic. But he received, his grandmother died, and he inherited a house. And after he started taking over the house, like immediately as soon as he moved in, him and his 2 daughters, he started having experiences. He started finding books and chests and trunks and boxes and stuff hidden behind this, and discovered his family were actually they had a history of dealing with the supernatural that had been passed down, and he had no idea. So it's very interesting. So some of you are going to receive this. This is an ancient ancestor. So that's what so I'm going to tell you the story now, because we got the ancient ancestor, because that's exactly what happened. And I posted some things about the dragon lineages, the dragon bloodlines. And that's what I was tuning into. And I had like I said, a synchronization for my own self. If any of you have been attracted to dragons, you like dragons, even before Game of Thrones. If any of you have a Jack Russell, pay attention. Play. I have a Jack Russell, and Game of Thrones was her favorite show. She'd come running down the hall as soon as she heard the music, and she would sit right there underneath that television and wait for the horses and the dragons. Coming to find out, legend is that Jack Russells, or a Jack Russell-like dog, guards. Because if you have a Jack Russell, you know how highly protective they are of their people, their property, their things. My dog watches me like it's her job. My dog, I should have named her Shadow, the way she stays on my heels. She acts like it's her job to watch me. It's her job to follow me, to make sure that I'm okay. She acts like it's her job to protect me. But Jack Russells used to watch the dragon lairs while the dragons slept. So that could be another confirmation for you. Anywho, we have dragon energy, ancient ancestor. So I come out in the yard the next morning. I have this insight. Things start resonating. I can feel the energy. I'm getting goosebumps. The next morning I get up. I go outside and back in the yard to go check on my flowers. It's usually one of the first things I do in the morning. This butterfly passes right by me on my left side and goes straight and lands on these huge green heart-shaped leaves that grow on the side of the house. So I stood there for minutes, like, watching it, observing it, and it was just chilling, closing its wings, opening its wings. And I'd move a couple feet closer. Finally, I was standing right next to it. And it's looking at me, and I'm looking at it. It's not tripping. It's not intimidated. It's not even... I put my hand down by the leaf. And the butterfly is looking at me, and I'm looking at the butterfly. I'm waiting for it to, walk onto my hand. It's just looking at me, and I'm looking at it. And I said, are you my ancestor? Do you know? That is when the butterfly walked on my hand. Started moving its front 2 legs, and then put its one leg on top of mine, It was like, and then walked on my hand and sat on my hand for quite a while, minutes. I began to walk with it because I have a hummingbird feeder. I was like, let's go get you some sugar water. I'm sure you need to eat for your journey back. And you can see all the footage. And then it flew after it was on the flowers, and I was filming it and observing it. It flew finally back to the heart-shaped leaves, and I went inside, cooked breakfast, cleaned up, and in between I kept looking, coming out the back porch and looking around the corner, and the butterfly was still sitting there. So it's definitely an ancestor. I have no doubt in my mind. My husband is an Aries, and he found a spider. He rolls his own cigarettes with tobacco, but he has an automatic cigarette holder, and there was a big black spider in his cigarette holder where his tobacco was. I was like, that was one of your ancient grandmothers is trying to reach out to you. That was, you use that every day. It was by the tobacco. We're getting tobacco offering out a lot. So your ancestors are definitely coming forth with messages and signs and synchronizations to show you that they are there. So we have an ancient ancestor. So this was an ancient ancestor for me, for sure. I literally bought a crystal yesterday. The keys, and then the crystals and the dragons, something. Crystal Kingdom. Crystals has been coming out a lot. I wonder if the crystals are speaking. I wonder if there's something going on in the Crystal Kingdom. All right, fairies, what do you have for us, fairies? Fairies. Since you sent me a butterfly, tell me more about this ancient ancestor. Making new friends. Look at that. And same color energies, blue, as ancient ancestor, making new friends. And look what's up there. A butterfly. Not the same butterfly, but a butterfly. Okay. Tell us about the crystals. Laughter. Interesting. More blue. Same energies. Laughter. The keys call you when you need them the most. Quiet time. And we have vacation. Feeling safe and positive expectations on the bottom. So the keys call you when you need them the most. I like how this is like a very kind of autumn-esque. Spending time near water. Some of you have been getting that in your readings a lot too. Spending some time near water, spending time in nature. Yeah, the ancestors are trying to communicate with you. They are definitely trying to communicate with us. Laughter and crystals, huh? Making new friends. You can't even make this up, dude. You can't even make this up. I swear you can't. I swear. So we use the Fantastical Beast Tarot. Ancient ancestor making new friends. So there's ancient ancestors are definitely reaching out, trying to establish a connection. They have something, a key that they, this is like beginning to get redundant in such a good way, because that's what keeps coming out every reading. Ancient knowledge. So the people that are lost in a desert of grief. Really, it's not a laughing matter, but just uncanny how that correlates to the people who are suffering right now. And I think this has a lot to do with ancient ancestors waking up. So we're going to use the Fantastical Beasts Tarot. Ooh, what's this one that stayed on here? The King of Pentacles. Interesting. Page of Wands. Yep, definitely have messages for you. We also have the Knight of Swords here with the star on the bottom of the deck. With the Knight of Wands. The Shadu. The Shadu. An energy of protection. Page of Wands. Look at, we talk about ancient ancestors. So we have a warthog here. A wild boar. It looks like a wild boar. No, maybe it's not. I can't tell what that creature is. It looks like a warthog. There's a book, there's a bunny, and there's an owl. Making new friends, yeah, for sure. So you might be seeing some of these might be animal messengers for you. But it's definitely an ancient ancestor giving you some kind of ancient knowledge. That's in your bloodline. That's for you to have, and you are the one to receive it. That's huge. The Page of Wands is Circe. The ancient Greeks believed that the moon goddess Circe had a great palace in the Aegean Sea. Her name is linked with the word circle, marking this deity as a fate spinner and weaver of destinies. Circe knew the ancient mysteries of making creative or destructive magic by braiding or knotting her hair. This power is symbolized on the card by the sparkles in her hair. So somebody, right now you got braided hair, you might have some sparkles, some glitter in your hair, or maybe you should do up your hair. The ancient mysteries. So we have ancient ancestor, ancient mysteries. So some of you might even be tied to Circe. I'm hearing circle magic. Yeah, but she's bringing, the owl has a wand in its hand. It's bringing Circe something. She has an orb in her hand. So some of you might need to get a crystal that's in that shape of a circle, of an orb. A crystal ball. Just be careful with that kind of stuff, like crystal balls, scrying mirrors. I don't use Ouija boards. I don't know. There's something about Ouija boards. I've never been into seances, ever. When I was a little girl, and like, you a pre-adolescent, whatever, you go to the girls always wanted to, let's have a seance. My heart would immediately I would immediately become overcome with anxiety, and I could immediately feel eyes from every direction watching. From outside the window, from up in the corner, from places unseen. I could feel, I'm getting goosebumps. Things watching us. I was never down to do a seance. You know what I'm saying? People out there fucking with shit they don't understand. You can open up a box you don't know how to put away. Always know, never burn a Ouija board. Never burn a Ouija board. You will never be able to close that gate or that connection, that channel, that attachment, whatever and that the Ouija board is being linked to a very destructive, violent, vicious demon. And I won't say its name. You have to bury the planchette and the board in separate locations away from each other. That's why a lot of people find them things hidden, buried in the boards of houses, separate. Leave it alone. Ouija boards are dangerous. Scrying mirrors, crystal balls. I had one. It got lost in some unfortunate events in my life, but I kept it in a box. Because it was very particular just how you have to set up a crystal ball. And every time you use it, a crystal ball has to be kept in a room where it's meant for divination only. You have to keep it on a certain table with a certain tablecloth. You have to cover it. You have to clear it every single time you use it. And there's a whole ceremony even before you begin to use it. Like it has to be activated on a Wednesday of a new moon. And I was like, this is a lot of discipline, and You know what I'm saying? And I'm not ready for this. So I never took it out of the box. Because it's good to know when you're not ready for something. My brother too. My brother's a hypersensitive. He doesn't shake hands. His temples start throbbing when he comes into rooms with a lot of bad energy. You know what I'm saying? But he's the same way. He got a black scrying mirror. He kept it in the box under. He was like, I'm not ready for that. So it's good to know when you're not ready for something. That's very important when you're doing this kind of work, working with the energies or whatever, because there's always manipulators. Like, you can't go online without worrying about catching somebody trying to scam you or get into your personal information, right? It's the same thing in the spirit realm. You know what I'm saying? That's why discernment. Okay, rambling. Sorry. Back to Cersei. And it's funny. Oh my gosh. So we're talking about dragons. I put a post on my page, on my community post. I shared a video about the lineage of dragons waking up. And I've also been seeing a lot of interesting information coming forth about volcanoes being, you know, how the ancient tree mountains are ancient trees that have been cut down. Certain like formations of mountains. Certain mountains are giants that have laid down, and you can see them, right? Rock formations, whatever. In the great cataclysm, whatever happened, the war, the mud floods, whatever it was that we're now uncovering, they're showing from aerial shots that you can see almost the outline of a dragon. That volcanoes are actually, which I found very interesting. That's what they are. They're dragons. So that's like kind of like the dragon heart or whatever, and that they're finding gold is coming up in these volcanoes. So it was very interesting. You know, I love stuff like that. And so it's just interesting that we're seeing this now, and volcanoes have been erupting, and they've been going crazy. A couple summers ago, it was like 244, you know, volcanic eruptions in like a month period. I don't even think it was a month. I think it was a week. But anyway, so we have Cersei here. Remember Cersei from Game of Thrones? Not to say that this is the same energy. I'm just saying another correlation. We're talking about ancient ancestors. We're talking about bloodlines of dragons. And we get Cersei, Page of Wands. Braiding or knotting her hair. The lunar hair of creation and the owl of wisdom join Cersei in her magical activities. Her spell book of secrets covered with spirals signifies her creative and destructive energies. The owl brings her a wand of change. So the ancestors are bringing you a wand of change. They're bringing you a key, some kind of magic to create or destroy something. Divinatory meaning. Important news and messages coming to your attention. Be careful how you use this information. Magical uses. This card is useful in spells when seeking the truth. The truths that you ask for, the keys that you ask for, are calling you because you need them the most. We need them the most right now. Why? Why do you need them the most? What's going on in your life there? So then we have crystals, and we have laughter, and we have the Knight of Swords. And I'm feeling the laughter. One thing about angels, if you work with the angelic realm, there's some fucking smart asses. Excuse me. They love a good joke. They love a good sense of humor. They have a good sense of humor. Laughter is very healing. Laughter is also a sign that they're around. And I'm getting like the Knight of Swords, just the regular Knight of Swords. This is the Fantastical Creatures deck. And so it's like, it's tarot, but it's also like kind of like an oracle card deck mixed within a tarot deck, because all of these, every card has a different fantastical creature with it, so it adds a different energy to the already set meaning or general meaning of the cards, right? So Knight of Swords, I'm getting that's a good way to whip some shit in the butt, to slice them out, to deal with heavy shit, is laughter, finding time to laugh, finding levity. And something about crystals. What the heck? I'm gonna find out a little more, because I'm sensing there's something more with the crystals, and it's just crazy. The same color energies. All right, so this is crazy. Knight of Swords, where are we? Still in the Wands, here we go. So this Knight of Swords is the peacock. Okay, and I hope I do not butcher this. Kartikeya, one of the Hindu gods of war. Kartikeya is usually portrayed with 6 heads and 6 pairs of arms and legs. Interesting that we just got 666 on the bottom of the deck. His only interests are fighting war, revenge, and dark magic. His only interests are fighting, war, revenge, and dark magic. Okay, yeah. I'm getting the crystals called them. The crystal kingdom, the crystal grid, the crystals in the center of the earth have something to do with waking up these ancestors. So peacock feather could also be a message for somebody, something for your altar, something for you to meditate with. That's crazy. I just felt something. Okay. I felt like just something just rushed by me, like wind came from the opposite direction where there is no. That was weird. Okay. Kartikeya rides about the world on an enormous peacock named Paravani. The symbolic bird is also associated with the god Krishna, who wears peacock feathers in his hair, and Sarasvati, the goddess of knowledge and the arts. So we're getting something else about the hair as well. The peacock is connected with sun deities, and its feathers are thought to bring good luck. The pool of water on the card represents the complete gamut of human emotions, from love to hatred. When making a decision, one should cautiously pause, as does the peacock Paravani, in order to carefully evaluate the emotional situation. You may need to think quickly and clearly in order to make timely decisions, but avoid making mistakes by misinterpreting information. Your forceful ideas may annoy others. Magical uses used when faced with strong opposition. This card can help bring the disagreement out into the open. So using this card for strong disagreements, laughter. Find a way to make them laugh. Find a way to find the humor. That's going to be very, very healing. Very, very healing. I want to know, tell us more specifically, though, about the crystal. Thank you. Wow. 6 of Wands. With the Queen of Swords on the bottom. Give me one for Cersei, too. Why not? Let's get some magic for Cersei. Oh, wow. I got 9 of Swords. Making new friends. Ancient Ancestor. I'm hearing something about nightmares. And the Ace of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. Something about nightmares. Something about them protecting you at night when you're asleep. But, 9 of Swords is pain, suffering, self-doubt, worry, anxiety, fear. Making new friends. We got the Ace of Swords here. Something new. And you have this Ace of Swords. Remember the Page of Wands? Cersei, something new. So those of you braiding, I don't know why, braiding your hair, decorating your hair, a peacock feather, some glitter up in there, little specks of silver or gold. Some of you, yeah, you have the perfect texture hair for those hairstyles. Something about your hair. Something about your ancestors too. You got the Three of Swords on the bottom of the Fantastical Creatures deck in reverse. Six of Wands is victory. Sagittarius energy. Crystals to help you see who you really are. Like, because of the caution of the Knight of Swords, it's like you can see everybody from this vantage point. Validation, recognition, victory, winning. Interesting. Now we're just going to talk about the schedule real quick. Knight of Wands. So we have two knights here. Wands, here we go. The Knight of Wands, the Shadu. Images of massive winged bulls called the Shadu were placed at entrances to temples and palaces for protection. The Shadu are shown with wings, a man's crowned head, and the body of a bull. They have their own language but are proficient in communicating telepathically with humans. They use their psychic powers to work against evil, aid those in need, teach magicians positive spell work, and guide astral travelers. The Shadu's 5 legs represent the elements of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. The crown denotes spiritual enlightenment and the ability to pass the knowledge on to prepared humans. Divinatory meaning: important, powerful forces are affecting the events in your life. Be certain you are on a positive path in order to take advantage of them. Good news is coming about a journey, a move, or a job change. Magical uses used to learn how to balance all the elements in your life. And this is the keys that they're asking you to sit in quiet time for the humans that are ready to receive these keys. The Knight of Swords with the Six of Wands I'm getting to. This is gonna, there's a happiness and a joy. I'm seeing something's gonna happen faster than you think it is. It's like you're not even gonna recognize your world. You're gonna wake up and be like, holy shit, this is real. This is happening. And we're talking about this change, whatever this depression, this anxiety, this worry, this fear, this sleepless nights, this nightmares, this torment, self-doubt, self-worry, whatever it is, and there it is. We got the Tower with the Ten of Wands. Shoot! I don't like it. I don't want to sit there. It's not big enough. And now we have the Ten of Wands once again with the Seven of Wands was upside down. Page of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Holy cow. And it's interesting, you got the Ten of Wands with the Knight of Wands. And the keys call you when you need them the most. Something about keeping something out, keeping something back, protecting yourself, boundaries, keeping you in the right place. Wow. So we got the 9 and the 10 and the Tower. Lots of wands, lots of energies. Yeah, with the Page of Pentacles, which is the perfect, a job, a move, a change. You've got the good luck over here. This message coming in from your ancestors. Someone's on your side. There's a crystal that's going to help you connect with your ancestor and download these keys and these ancient mysteries. We also have the last reading I did, Ramael and Raziel and Phanuel, the angel of truth that guards God's throne, hands us out judgment, and casts out demons. Only found in the book of Enoch. Phanuel, the angel of truth. The angel of visions, Ramael, the shepherd of good graces. And Raziel, the angel of mysteries. We have these ancient mysteries. Microcosm, macrocosm, y'all. Something is about to go the French toast down. This is going to be really big. And the Ten of Wands, I'm about to start the continue the Zodiac readings. The Ten of Wands is part of that. So tune in. I started some of them. I did 4 of them. I got to finish them. The last series I did for the Zodiacs, because I keep getting these messages and keep having these encounters. And I have to do these readings first. But the ancestral realm is definitely speaking to us. And I talk about the dragons and all that to connect to people, because there's a certain energy. Quiet time. The shadows speak telepathically, that, and a lot of you have been getting the listen and shh. Listening, something is trying to communicate with you. Something for you to hear, something for you to observe, something for you to receive, a realization. All right, so we have the Native Heart Healing Oracle. And I got the throat chakra. Definitely someone trying to speak. We also have the Sacred Serpent, releasing a part of your old self. And this is like rising from a very dark place. Metamorphosis, like shedding a skin. This is Aztec. This is fire energy. We have more fire. Page of Wands, 7 of Wands, the Tower, the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Wands. We got the 9 energy here again, and 10, 9 and 10. And the Lakota tribe. This is definitely your ancestors, guys. Earth Star Chakra, bottom of the deck. Underneath it, the Soul Star Chakra. Underneath it, self-mastery. With conscious channeling, another number 9. The Lakota tribe, yeah. This is definitely your peeps. Your ancestors are helping you to release an aspect of your old self so you can rise. So you can bring the light, so the light can shine through. Throat chakra, we got this blue energy again. Blue activation, blue orbs. Phanuel is white orbs. The angel of truth for seeing white orbs with a blue emanation around them. You're attracted to the colors white and blue. Interesting. White and blue. Even this, the shadow is got blue in the card. All right, we're about to end this reading, but I just really wanted to you're ready for the next step. You're ready for this. You're ready to receive this. Okay. Let me just ask. What else do we need to know about the butterfly? Somebody is tripping. You tripping, I'm just saying. They want you to know that. Pay it forward was on the bottom of the... So you need to make sure you pay whatever forward. And then we have feather. Can't make this shit up. Peacock feather. And we also have moonlight with make lemonade and caterpillar. Yep. Make that lemonade, caterpillar. Exactly. Something woke up. That's what I kept thinking. Something came out of its cocoon. Something woke up in your family, in your ancestral bloodline. Something that goes way back. Make that lemonade. Or as I like to say now, make that chocolate cake. That's the magic. Life gives you lemons and you make chocolate cake. And people ask you, how the fuck did you do that? I saw that on a meme and I thought that that was just so righteous. We got Ancient Library, the blue and yellow. And we got lights, camera, action, tobacco offering on the bottom of the deck. The days that it's hardest, they are missing you from the veil. The days that it's hardest, I believe, are the days that your loved one or ancestor is missing you from wherever they've transitioned to. Wherever their wings have gone, whatever that change is. But there's definitely a change coming. You got that Seven of Wands. I'm getting something with your throat chakra, like that's connected to your throat chakra. Speaking your truth, speaking in truth, knowing when to speak and when to be silent. Does it improve upon the silence? Maybe some people are just speaking too much. Knowing when to be quiet and when to speak is such a powerful balance. I think sometimes we're taught, especially as women, to use our voice. Our voice, our voice, our voice, our voice. When sometimes no one's trying to shut your voice down. Sometimes we're shutting other people's voices down unjustly, because we feel that we need to constantly use our voice. But it's always quality over quantity for me. Quality over quantity. So we have this moonlight energy. Spending some time under the moon. That's a great time for ancestor contact. That's a great time for to receive messages, to spend a little quiet time under the moon. Make a tobacco offering, burn some incense. But yeah, there's definitely some kind of assistance, whether in our personal life or our overall world society. Some type of assistance is definitely coming to this planet. May already be here and just waking up. You know, because those who are lost in a desert of grief, know that your children came through the portals. The ancestors were already waiting for them. They came through the portals and shocked everyone. Because the young ones came through the portals sounding the war cries of your ancestors. Ready to support their loved ones still here in the earth realm. And it sent ripples throughout the spirit realm to see these young ones come in. So for those of you lost in a desert of grief, you would be proud of your children. They are assembling, they are ready to support you, so just speak to them so they can show you. But I got a feeling we're about to see some stuff we ain't never seen before. Boundaries, yep, that's that 7. Protecting your peace, protecting yourself, what you allow in, what you allow out. Same with that throat chakra. And then it's interesting that we got this blue going on here with the throat chakra and laughter. And feather is blue. Lots of blue energy, crystals, and we got the 6 of Wands. There's some kind of crystal that's, some things might be crystal clear, but there's some kind of crystal that's going to, gratitude, yep, show gratitude, leave a plate out. Yep, and we have self-love and new beginnings, and new beginnings was in reverse. Another 6, more 6 energy. Yeah, this new beginning starts when you love yourself, when you see yourself as worthy. Radical love for yourself. And then the bottom is patience, another 9, 36. Almost there. It's not just, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. But we have a page here, we have 2 knights, we have the tower here, the 10 of wands, and we have a new beginning, new moon energy. Yeah. Be easy, be careful how you speak to yourself. It's interesting that we got the throat chakra and we have the Shedu with the telepathic, the telepathy. Anything else? Ears ringing, and we got 666 on the bottom of the deck again. One last card from the Native Heart Healing Oracle. Heart chakra. A lot of green and purple energy too. A lot of emerald and purple energy. Self-discovery. It's on the bottom of the deck with that, as well as the Keeper of the Light, 33. So we have 333 right in the front here, right now, and 11. Keeper of the Light, which goes right with the heart chakra. Keeping your heart full of the joy, the laughter, doing the things that you want to do. This is also about spending some time in nature, spending time in silence. It's doing things that, you know, lift your spirit up, that get your mind off what's going on around you. I'm really surprised. Oh, there's the guy. I was just thinking, where's the goddess butterfly? She didn't come out. And she's the 4th card down from the deck. Silver Wolf, Record Keeper, Primal Flower Essence. Yeah, you're ready to fly. This is all, this, wow. Yeah, you're ready to fly. It's all in the Divine Blueprint. You're ready to receive this gift, this blessing. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, your ancestors are coming through you. So be grateful now. Set them out a plate. Set them out a pour a libation. Light a candle for them. Say what's up. Because they're definitely around. And remember, this was all from the butterfly that I saw. Stay tuned for the footage. Greetings, everyone. Just a quick message, reading coming soon, but some of y'all, yeah, your ancestors they've woken up, definitely. And it was when I asked, well, stay tuned for the reading, right? Yeah, just chilling. Just chilling.